is what we do. Four corners.
It takes a lot of work, a lot of skill. But when you have a great fight like Andy Cruz, it's an easier job. In the past, it's been difficult to build human fighters and make them household names. But he's an outstanding fighter that has the ability to move very, very quickly. Just generally, I mean, look, he's got a different kind of style. He's still got a Cuban style, but he's an outstanding fighter. It's just difficult to build, you know, sometimes a Cuban fighter in America. Sometimes history has shown us that. But he is outstanding and could move very quickly. And if he had the right promoter and the right height behind him, I feel like the boxing fans would automatically be engaged immediately because they already know how good he is.
Just the last one on Andy, do you think that he does, if he does end up becoming pro, do you think he could change the landscape of
Too early to say. Man has a lot of ability. Professional game is different game, same sport, different game. But, you know, he's an outstanding fighter.
Talking about Canelo, do you think too many people knock him in respect?
I think he looks great. I mean, you know, people talk about his age. I think he looks great. I really believe that 168 is going to help him a lot because you can't, in my opinion, fight the same weight for as many years as he's been doing. You saw in the Murata fight, you know, it was difficult for him to make that weight. He's going to be bigger and stronger at 68. He's going to be more robust. And Canelo's like, he's like a Rottweiler. He's got to be a little bit careful. Like he said in the media huddle earlier, you were there, that he's going to go like, he's going to be ruthless. He's almost going to go without fear, which is like, to do that against a huge puncher like Gennady Golovkin. I mean, listen, for the fans and for us, it's incredible. But it's a very, very dangerous way to fight Gennady Golovkin, although he did it in the second fight. But I just feel like this fight won't go 12 rounds.
He's saying that he hasn't had as much animosity with anybody.
Never seen it.
Well, what was that with Caleb playing? There wasn't a lot of animosity.
No, to be honest with you, I wasn't involved with that fight. One. Number two, that was obviously from the first presser. And after that, it sort of calmed down a little bit. But this is deeper. Like from the first fight, like I said, you don't need Canelo Alvarez to sell pay-per-views. You would never say to Canelo, oh, you know, at their head-to-head, make sure you get up close to him. He's too big a star for that. He's doing it off his own back, and he did it again today. Like there's something inside him for this fight, and he wants Gennady to say what he's been saying to the media. That's why I called those quotes out today. I wanted, you know, because on one hand, Gennady says, I respect him, it's not about that. And on the other hand, you look at what he said, and you know,
That was the thing. Canelo said it again, but he never actually said, you know, what is more about what Triple G said until I actually asked him. So, what do you think Triple G wants to say those next couple of
I think it's important for Triple G, that face of respect and sportsmanship in the sport. And I don't think he wants to play that game of, but he said it in the past, but he said it probably out of frustration or after a fight or, you know, when he's been provoked. But there was a little bit more from him up there, you know, when he talked about, you know, he feels like it's going to be the best Triple G you've ever seen in this fight. And him and Jonathan Banks truly believe they will win this fight. And it's a tough ask, but I think it's going to be a thriller.
Eddie, in regards to people not giving Triple G the credit or whatnot because of age, how important is it for you as a promoter to kind of guide Triple G for the biggest fight after the Canelo at 60 or 68?
Of course, this is the natural fight to make. You know, it's the biggest fight in boxing, and I don't see other fights that motivate either man. For Canelo Alvarez, there's only two fights he's interested in: this one and the Bivol rematch. You know, other than that, who the fights motivate? They become money fights. You know, and I don't think Canelo Alvarez is in the game for money fights. I think that's why you saw him move up to 75 to fight Bivol. He wants to be challenged, he wants to be tested. So I just feel that these are the kind of fights that excite him. And for Triple G, coming off having to go to Japan after what, nearly 500 days out of the ring in Murata's backyard and stop him in a performance that some people say, oh, he didn't look that good. Right, for 2 rounds, he looked rusty in that fight, and I think he finds it hard to make 160. He still went through the gears and smashed him to pieces in Tokyo and stopped him to unify the division. So, you know, you're going to see, I think, a strong, robust Gennady Golovkin on September 17th. And I think, I agree, I don't think either fighter will take a step backwards.
And with regards to those standards, right? Everybody kind of criticizes, praises Canelo about his resume competition. What would you say for those that kind of don't give those same criticisms to Triple G and not fighting?
Well, he hasn't been able to land the fights that he wanted, especially over the last 5 years. You know, and when he was calling out all those fights, he said, I turned fights down for some of my fights when he was coming through. Fuck that. Like, you know, I mean, we did the Kell Brook fight. Darren Barker, when he had a shot, he was the most feared fighter, Gennady Golovkin. And it only took, really, probably the Canelo fight for people to start saying, okay, well, he hit Canelo Alvarez with everything, and he couldn't stop him. So, you know, and those guys like Derevyanchenko, Murata started stepping up against Triple G because they started to believe that he was beatable. But he's still one of the biggest pound-for-pound punchers in the world. He's got a granite chin, and he's brilliant. He's one of the great fighters of our generation.
In regards to the trilogy, some people would say it's hard to buy into this fight, right? But we look at Wilder and Fury, right? The third one, everybody's like, oh, who's the fight going to see the same thing? And it came out to be way better than expected.
If we see the same thing, we see another fight of the year. Like, you know, if the first fight was bad or the second fight was bad, then I understand it. The fact is, Canelo Alvarez is coming off a loss. Gennady Golovkin's fighting for his career. The first and second fight are fight of the year contender. They are both telling you they are going to come on the front foot and go to war on September 17th. You will see the best and the most exciting of the 3 fights so far.